This video is brought to you by Fiverr. In today's age, it's essential to have your own personal brand. And especially if you're an athlete, why not grow your audience? Now you might be saying, Cayden, that's gonna take way too much time. I don't know how to edit. I don't even know where to start. And shouldn't I be practicing and actually focusing on my sport to get better? Listen, yes, absolutely. But here's the thing, with Fiverr, you can actually outsource this work for high quality content to get you viral videos. And in this video, I will be comparing 4 different types of sellers for a new seller, tier 1, tier 2, and the top rated sellers on Fiverr. And by outsourcing this work, I have more time to lift, more time to practice. So it takes all that preoccupied time editing and doing everything else, and you can reap the rewards. Now you might be asking what I'm actually going to be submitting. And for these videos, what I chose to do, it's basically just a talking head of me like this, where I'm basically giving 4 different tips about wrestling that other wrestlers could do. So I thought this was a great idea just to see their editing style. And another thing that I suggest to you guys is you guys can have like a wrestling match or tournament. And what you can do is you can submit the match highlights and you can record yourself talking like this. So you can have that kind of little video to post that I think would look super, super great. So everything I will send to these Fiverr sellers, it's all unedited and basically just see what they come up with. But diving into the creators here, we're starting off with, I'm probably going to say his name wrong, I'm sorry about it, but Mehmet Toktaz. Now, he will create engaging Instagram Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, which I will be repurposing and reposting the videos exactly how they make it on my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We're going to be comparing the views, and you know, this guy starts off at $15. Let's just go for it, and let's see how it goes. Next up, the price is raising to $35, but this is our tier 1 seller. Now, you can see he actually has 132 reviews, so that was definitely a lot more than the new seller, of course. And this is Sonia Cayden. He will do Reels, editing, YouTube Shorts. You know, I'm like, yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. And you can see here for the $35, this is just a basic package. It's a 2-day delivery, but I get to have 3 revisions. So let's say if I don't like something about it, I can ask to change something, and you know, he can do that absolutely for free. So it looks like he does color grading, sound design, motion graphics. I think this could be very, very good. So let's continue. Moving on to our level 2 seller, we have Ali Shafiq. I will edit TikTok Reels, YouTube Shorts with demanding captions. Captions is one thing that I've been utilizing that has really seen my content grow, because a lot of times people aren't always, let's say, having their volume like on full blast. So having the captions on screen, it's engaging, and hopefully that can create us a viral video. But this one looks really, really good as well. The price is actually $15 less, which is interesting. Even though he has, look at this, 733 reviews, averaging at a 4.9. So that's super good. I think this guy has definitely a lot of skills, and I'm eager to see what he can do for this project. And last but not least, our top rated seller, 5.0 ratings across the board from 157 reviews. However, it is coming in at a whopping $150. So he'll have color grading, sound design and mixing, motion graphics, subtitles. Listen, we got the single video with 3 versions. That's new. That's interesting. I think let's go for it. This is probably the best one we're going to find from Stefan. So with that being said, let's wait a couple days, wait for them to get back to me with the videos, but let's wait a couple days to get the videos back. Let's post them, and I'll see you guys then. So all the videos came back. Let's take a look at the new seller on Fiverr. These are 3 character traits all top wrestlers have. They first are all self-motivated. They all know what they want to accomplish, and they don't need their coach or parents biting at their heels. Second, they're disciplined. They make those sacrifices with their diet and their training, and they always show up. And lastly, they have the utmost belief in themselves that they can accomplish whatever they set their mind to. If you attain these traits, you become a top wrestler. That one was actually very, very impressive for a first seller. This one person didn't have a lot of, let's say, like different amounts of reviews, and I kind of didn't know necessarily what to expect, of course, other than their previous work. But I'll tell you what, from the captions to the zooming in, and you know, they even had the audio design in there, pretty darn professional. That's definitely something that I could not have done on my own. But with that being said, let's go into the next seller with level 1. These are the realistic dangers of wrestling. Number 1, you're going to actually have something to work towards, and this will give you a sense of purpose in your life. Number 2 is you're going to start eating healthier and working out more, getting your body in tremendous shape. And number 3, you might get really, really good at it, and heck, even have some of your college paid for. So at the end of the day, join at your own risk. Okay, I will say I definitely love like the money in the background and the popping, and some of the sound effects were good, but the only thing I would say that was I guess, different from that prior seller was every time like they zoomed in, they made like that whoosh sound. Definitely was like, it definitely wasn't my favorite. And even the captions like weren't even as good as that previous. But again, that was kind of a level 1 seller, and it did look very similar to their other work. But overall, I think I'm satisfied with that, how that one came out. And the captions I didn't, personally absolutely love. And then I think there was a couple little editing mistakes, but regardless, I think it's still a solid video, definitely worth posting. So now moving up to the level 2 seller, one thing about this person is that they had a very great editing style. And for this video, I thought there was a chance that it can go viral if I would post it, which you're going to see all the results as this video continues. But I was talking about like wrestling headgear. That's something I never really talked about. So I'm eager to see how this video is going to turn out. Should you wear headgear in wrestling practice? Well, what does headgear do? It's basically just a protector just strictly about your ears so that you don't get cauliflower ear. Now, your parents might say you'll never get a girlfriend, but myself, my brothers, my dad, and grandpa, that didn't make a difference. Don't get me wrong, cauliflower ear of course does hurt and sucks at times, but it still is a good tool that I utilize like in live wrestling at practice, but it's definitely up for the discussion that I don't think it should be mandatory. Literally, that was like almost like a perfect clip. The only thing that I would say I would like change or something that they didn't really understand was they use kickboxing footage. But regardless, I mean, I really love that like After Effects, how they masked my body out and threw myself in front of the screen there. Like that's super high level stuff. That's something that I cannot do editing. And, that would maybe take me, 4 or 5 hours. Like that's a lot of time, especially on one clip like that. So definitely I'm very, very happy with how that clip went, but I'm very eager to see this top rated seller's video because this one was the most expensive by like ×5. So with that being said, let's hop into it. You simply won't have success in wrestling. That is if you don't start substituting. I'm talking switching from a lazy practice partner to someone who is actually going to challenge you. Instead of staying up all night playing video games, substitute that for an extra few hours of sleep. And even something like having a cosmic brownie for dessert, why not have something with the same taste that's actually a protein powder from Rise? Listen, the choice is yours. Wow, that one, I'll tell you what, I love the captioning, how it was almost all different. I love when that like video game thing popped up. It made it like really easy, really clear to read. And of course, it was cool to, incorporate Rise with this one. Be very, very similar to the last seller, but regardless, I think that's a phenomenal video. I love how he edited in that kind of the cover over the Rise to kind of make it pop. But now it's not necessarily everything how I think about them. It's how social media is going to engage with these posts. So with that being said, we're going to post them. We're going to come back and I'm going to tell you how the virality of each video was.
So everything has been posted now for the past couple days, and through Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, we're going to be diving in on the views that these got, and of course seeing which one kind of performed the best. So starting off with the new seller, we can see here on YouTube, it started off at 8.2 thousand views in just about 2 days. So which is fairly good. Definitely has quite a bit of likes, 824. This one is definitely useful to a lot of people. Moving on to TikTok though, it actually is at 8,000, which is actually very similar, 8,900. Except on TikTok, usually those views are a lot higher. So I was kind of bummed to see this one kind of being a little bit low compared to the usual ones. But then we go to Instagram actually, and we can see it's at 57,700. So we definitely had whether it be wrestling teams or other wrestlers kind of putting it on the story, of course, to getting the reach out. That's one thing I do like about Instagram, but overall, pretty good. I think we averaged, or with everything there, was about, 75, 80,000 views. And of course, over time, this can go up as well. So that was the new seller. Now moving into the level 1. On YouTube, we got a bang. This was, I posted 6 days ago, Dangers of Wrestling. It has 33,000 views. So definitely very good for a short. We can see there 2,600 likes, which is absolutely beautiful to see. I did enjoy this video. I don't think it was necessarily as, let's say, perfectly edited as the level 1 or even, the top rated in level 2. But regardless, this one is performing. We can see here on TikTok too, it has 18,600 views. So, just a little bit over doubled the previous one. And on Instagram, we get to 95,000 views. So very, very impressive. This one was getting shared a bit and was performing very, very, very great. So I'm super thankful for that. And moving on to the tier 2, the level 2 seller. Very similar to level 1, we got 36,000 views. This was posted 8 days ago. Again, decent bit of likes, 2,100. This one was, honestly, this might have been my favorite video edited. This person did a phenomenal job. We go to TikTok, we're at 31,000 views there. So definitely, topping the cake right there. And then on Instagram, we're sitting at 133,000 views for that. So this is one I think just a lot of wrestlers can relate to, of course, talking about headgear, and there's not much, I guess, videos talking like that. But regardless, I mean, these were performing, and that was very, very good to see. But going into the top rated seller, how are we doing here? This was the most expensive one. We go to YouTube. Now, I did post it a day ago, so of course it didn't necessarily get those long-term views yet, but at the moment it's currently sitting at 9,900 views. It does have a lot of likes too, so definitely this one has, you know, the trajectory of taking off in the next, you know, couple days or weeks. But so far, I would say it's a very, very fair start for a great video. We go to TikTok though. 4,500 views. This one was not doing well. I do think there are a couple reasons why, and one may be because when I was like, let's say trying to like sell, you know, let's say that protein, I kind of have it linked on the video, which could be shadow banning some views. So that was kind of interesting to see that play out. But regardless, I think this one can still go up on TikTok a lot here in the future. But then on Instagram, we're sitting at 38,000. I was really like confused on why these necessarily weren't getting let's say a lot more views as compared, you know, to the previous sellers.
So doing this whole project as a whole, I will tell you that I'm very, very satisfied with basically how every video came out. One thing that's cool is that if someone brings back a video to you, let's say you need something changed, whether it be a text or an on-screen overlay, that's something that they basically can change instantly, and there's like super, super cool about it. So everything about communication was great. And like I said in the beginning, how I wanted to kind of like conserve my creative energy, let's say if I didn't want to edit or didn't know kind of where to start, but by going to Fiverr to outsource this work, this has opened up different opportunities where of course I can focus on more training, but also even more filming for more content, which of course means more views, more followers, you know, better brand awareness, and of course it's amazing to do as an athlete. And by using my code Henschel, you're actually gonna receive 15% off your first order. So that's gonna be linked in the description below. Thanks guys so much for watching. Thank you to the patrons. We'll see you guys next video.
Let me know if you on skate, rolling with the gang. Totally, man, you shake. Told it,